Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namah Shri Shankarananda Gurupadambujamane Savilasa Mahamohagraha Grasaika Karmane. Let's take it from 6. Ahamityabhimantayah Karta Sautasya Sadhanam Manastasya Kriyetah Bahirvritti Kramothite Antarmukhahamityesha Vrittih Kartaramulliket there is an extra line here, that's why it's confusing. Bahirmukhedamityesha Bahyam Vasvidamullikhet. There's one extra line in the Sanskrit. Yeah, that's what I got a little confused. So I hadn't seen it last time. Yeah. Suddenly it came up. Idamo ye visheshasyuhu.
Idamo ye visheshasyuhu.
Ma asyuhu. Yeah. Idamo ye visheshasyuhu.
Idamo ye visheshasyuhu.
Gandharuparasadayah.
Gandharuparasadayah.
Yesterday, all of you handled this really intense chant without any problem. With the ease of drinking water. What is happening today? This is very simple by contrast. And so listen carefully. Very easy. Idamo ye visheshasyuhu.
Idamo ye visheshasyuhu.
Gandharuparasadayah.
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 Still people are taking breaks in between each and every word. Yeah, why? I don't understand. Gandharuparasadayah.
Gandharuparasadayah.
Ayo Rama, what happened after yesterday? I'll tell you how you are saying it, or how at least I'm hearing it. Gandharuparasadayah. That is throwing off the meter. Gandharuparasadayah.
Gandharuparasadayah.
One more time. Gandharuparasadayah. Asankaryena tan bhindyat.
Asankaryena tan bhindyat.
Granadindriya panchakam.
Granadindriya panchakam.
Yeah. Asankaryena tan bhindyat.
Asankaryena tan bhindyat.
Granadindriya panchakam.
Granadindriya panchakam.
Idamo ye visheshasyuhu.
Idamo ye visheshasyuhu.
Gandharuparasadayah.
Gandharuparasadayah.
Asankaryena tan bhindyat.
Asankaryena tan bhindyat.
Granadindriya panchakam.
Granadindriya panchakam.
Okay. Yeah, let's handle this much first, then we'll go further. Now, we saw aham iti abhimantayah saha karta. The one who, who is the subject? What do you feel like saying? When I say who is the subject, you want to say me, right? That's the subject. The one who owns up everything my mind, my body, my senses, and who did this? If it's a good thing, me. If it's a bad thing, the neighbor. I didn't do this, I did this. So the one who abhimanta, the one who says this is I, iti, that ahankara here is called karta. That is the subject, correct? So now what happens, tasya sadhanam manaha. So this ahankara has a servant. What is that? A helper, the mind. And the mind itself, has two helpers, deploys itself in two ways. And what is that? Antarmukha vritti and bahirmukha vritti. Correct? Yeah, rising in succession. In fact, it is, what is that? It is that classic subject-object difference, that is which gives birth to the subject-object difference in the form of these two vrittis. So we've seen this already. So when I say I cognize this pot, when I say that, so then this pot becomes idam vritti, and I, the knower of this pot, what? Aham vritti. So aham vritti and idam vritti. Mind you, there is a slight difference between aham and aham vritti. The aham that is talked about Shastra, by the Shastra, is not aham vritti. We have to be very, very clear about that. If we confuse the two, then we should stop studying right now. No point in going ahead. So aham means I, correct? But here aham vritti means I notion, I thought, Oh, that's what I also thought. Exactly. So that is what is being talked about here. So this aham vritti is there, and then this idam vritti is there. And nobody confuses the two. Why would you confuse the two? Who says I am my house, I am the carpet, I am the things in the showcase, I am the heater, I am the air conditioner, I am the furniture. Nobody says that. Still, however, we know that this confusion exists. Even though we may be making fun of the people who get confused between aham and idam. We will be constantly making fun of them. Like the man who thought, what did he think? He thought he was a cat. In fact, he was convinced, cat oham. Forget Ishvaroham, Sachidanandoham. No, cat oham, I am nothing but cat. And then what happened? Of course, for every special person, there is a specialist. And such a specialist came to town, a famous psychiatrist or psychologist, psychotherapist, and the family members. And by this time the situation was dire. He refused to sit at the table, and he was lapping milk from a bowl, from a saucer, and he thought, I am, I'm just the cat, and stopped going to work, except on bring your pet to work day. On that day he would go. No other day he would go. And he was very sad. And of course his relatives were even sadder. So the family took him to the therapist, and the therapist, this is nothing. I have cured so many people worse than this. This is nothing. No problem. You just leave him here with me, you wait outside. Okay, they happily waited outside. And then he said, you're not a cat. He said, yes, I am a cat. Look, cats don't talk. This one does. This cat talks. What are you going to do? Well, so the therapist said, we need some dire steps. So he brought in a cat, and he said, look, And the cat just circled him and sat down there. The cat did not do anything. And he said, look, if you were really a cat, that cat would have hissed at you and scratched at you and spat at you. But you see, it just rubbed itself and then sat there. Oh, you have a point. And the doctor said, exactly. He said, look in the mirror. He also picks up the kitty, takes him to the mirror, takes this fellow also to the mirror. Do you look like this? Man looks at himself, looks at the cat, and he said, as a matter of fact, no. Do you really look like him? No, that one has a tail. I don't have a tail, And a few other dissimilarities, starting with a tail. Actually, you end with a tail, but here he began with a tail and, worked himself. Actually, I don't have fur, I don't meow as nicely as that one. And so, no, I'm not a cat. And then, the therapist was very pleased. The therapist said, you are cured? What are you? He says, I look like you. Yes. What am I? You look like a human being. Okay, then you are also a human being. Fantastic. And the therapist was already writing a book in his mind about this case. Because he said, this is fantastic. The aham, of course he was not a Vedantin, but if he was a Vedantin, if he were a Vedantin, he would be saying that here, this is just a resolution of a confusion, that's all. The aham had located itself in the idam and it was pulled back, with the help of a CAT scan, that's all. Just a simple CAT scan and that's all it was, very easy. And so, very self-congratulatory, the fellow was priming himself, patting himself on the back, released him to the family and said, call me, here is my, personal number, call me day or night, he'll be fine. 3 days later, the wife calls. What happened? Is he lapping lapping milk from a saucer on the floor? No, doctor. Okay, so is he meowing? No. Is he purring? No. Is he hissing? No. Is he cleaning himself with his tongue constantly? No. Then why are you calling me? He says, but he still refuses to go outside. He will not go outside. He says, this is just a small, as though relapse. It's not really a relapse. You put him on the phone. I'll talk to him. What? Man is very upset, the patient. What do you want? You were at my office the other day, 3 days back, and what did we conclude? I'm not a cat, I'm a human being. Very good. Say that again, just like we repeated this verse again. So, I'm not a cat, doctor, I'm a human being. I don't have a tail, see? I remember everything about our meeting. That is wonderful. Now, why don't you go outside? And in a conspiratorial whisper, what does the man say? Doctor, I know that I'm a human being and I'm not a cat. But what about the street dogs? They don't know. That's why I'm not going outside, So, like that, the confusion, even though we may see this as some kind of a thing that needs medication or meditation, whichever works here, contemplation, I'm a human being like that. This kind of a confusion is rife in the everyday world. The aham is mistaken for idam. When idam becomes aham, aham becomes sad. Simple mantra for sadness. Confuse yourself for an object. That's all it is. That doesn't take much. Doesn't take much. Just a small confusion, And then start using the words I, me, mine. Finished. This is a recipe for sorrow. This is what happened to Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita. And, and he started to say, oh, these are my people. Drishtvevam swajanam Krishna. Swajanam, my own people when I see danti mama gatrani, everything is trembling. skin is on fire. He has a panic attack because of this I-ness. He has migrated from, from what it's confined. It's usually confined to this body, mind, sense complex. But here the I-ness has migrated to the other side of the battlefield in terms of all the people standing there. It's totally migrated there, and therefore he feels like facing them in battle would mean offing them and killing them. And killing them means sorrow, because they are my people and they will no longer be there. And what's the point of, Kinno rajyena govinda, kim bhogena, jivitena va. He just goes on and on. What's the use of a kingdom? What's the use of victory? Okay, victory is for the sake of kingdom. What's the use of kingdom? Kingdom is for the sake of enjoyment, bhoga. What's the use of bhoga if they are not there? In fact, what's the use of life itself? This is what is the cascading downward spiral of aham idam confusion. So therefore, this chapter of Panchadashi is wanting to keep the aham and keep the idam. Idam is nothing other than a projected form of aham, but it is not aham vritti. That is what aham vritti and idam vritti. On that level there is a differentiation. Of course, the aham that we are in the process of, delineating and understanding is not opposed to idam. In fact, idam is nothing but aham. But aham is not idam. This we have to understand, Everything that you objectify as object is not separate from the source. The source here is, the relative source here for this object is clay. But the ultimate source is Brahman, which is you. So this is not separate from I, but here we are delineating this thought and I thought as a very crucial step in practicing this understanding on an everyday basis, in seeing this and not so much practicing, assimilating this understanding on a day-to-day basis. So here the aham is antarmukha vritti, and then what? The idam is bahirmukha. The first thing about the vritti is that. The second thing is what? Antarmukha aham iti esha vritti kartaram ullikhet. Ullikhet means highlights, underscores, and what? Objectifies, covers. Any of those words, will apply here. So, antarmukha aham iti esha vritti. This vritti which is called, inward vritti, antarmukha vritti, because I am doesn't need an object outside of itself to reference. So it is something which is within. There is an understanding of myself within. And so, antarmukha aham iti esha vritti, the I thought, what happens? It underscores, highlights, covers the karta, the doer, also by extrapolation, the enjoyer as well. Karta bhokta, kartaram bhoktaram ullikhet. And then what about the idam vritti? Bahirmukha idam iti esha vritti bahyam vastu idam ullikhet. So the idam vritti, see, the first idam is for the idam vritti, and the second idam is to say this vritti, which is this thought. That's why there are two idams, and that underscores, highlights, covers all the objects outside. And last time we had discussed what is an outside object. Outside object means what? If you have recollected how much fun you had at a picnic at age 10, is that an outside object or is it a part of the I thought? It's an outside object because it's being recollected, it's being objectified. Is your body an I thought? No, the body is this body, because anything that can be objectified, is the subject of this vritti. Okay? Yeah, so that is what we have seen. Bahirmukha bahyam vastu idam ullikhet. This much we have seen. Now, idamaha ye visheshaha syuhu. Idamaha, sixth case. So idamaha means for this idam. Yeah. If you make idam into sixth case, idamaha, the Paninian sixth case, Panini makes sixth case out of all the pratyahara letters and everything. Even the letters have sixth case. Iko yanachi, and ikaha, sixth case of ik. So, this is what it is. So, idamaha, for this idam, ye visheshaha syuhu. So, idamaha has a general component and a particular component. This mantra is telling, this verse is telling us, verse number 8. It has a general component, meaning what? What is the general component of this vritti? This body, this mind, this house, this child, this, car, this carpet, all this, anything that I described by the word this, it's a common aspect of this vritti, correct? So it has a common aspect and an uncommon or a unique aspect. So the common aspect is that everything is for which I use the blanket word this. That is the common aspect of this vritti. And then it has a particular aspect, a vishesha. Vishesha means specific, particular. Visheshaha syuhu. There are certain specific aspects. And what are the specific aspects? The specific aspects have to do with how this is cognized. Each this may be cognized differently. So the this in the form of a pot is differently cognized than the this in the form of a flower. Yeah. So how is the flower cognized? Flower of course you can see, but let's say it's a fragrant rose. How is that cognized? Yeah, through the smell. So both are this, correct? This flower and then this pot, right? So this pot is cognized through the eyes, correct? And then this flower is cognized through the nose. This music is cognized through the ears. This cuisine is cognized through the taste buds. So you see, idamaha ye visheshaha syuhu. And what does he say? Gandha rupa rasadayah. Actually, it's because of the meter. He can only mention 3, not 5. Yeah. Gandha, Rupa and Rasa. Actually, it's Shabda, Rupa, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. That is the order. Order is from the subtlest to the grossest. Shabda, sound, because that is, each one is connected to an element. So the Shabda or sound is connected to which element? Space. Because sound happens where? In space. Simple. So that is the connection. Sound and space. So then, the order is like this. Space and, after that what? Vayu. Vayu is connected with what? Shabda and then sparsha. You touch the air. You dip your hand in the water and touch. What you touch is that air. And then Rupa, the third one, fire. That is where you can see it. The other two you can't even see. The eyes come in on the third element, which is what? Fire. And then the fourth one, rasa, taste, water. Oh, but water has no taste. That is the taste. Water. And then finally, Gandhavati, Prithivi. The earth is associated with a sense of smell. Very interesting. So, idamaha ye visheshaha syuhu. And what are those visheshas? Gandha rupa rasadayah. Adipadat, that etc. only covers two more. Shabda and sparsha. In fact, it's a very funny etc. Etc. means you should mention one and then say etc. But here he mentions three and says etc. for just the last two. That's because of the meter, I think. So, Gandha Rupa Rasadayah. So, Idamaha Ye Visheshaha. They, what are they? They are all the objects that are cognized through the various channels or these means of knowledge called the sense organs. The different means of knowledge, pratyaksha, all of them are, but still different. Eyes, ears, etc. Even though all of them are pratyaksha, direct means of knowledge, but they are directly, separately, discretely cognized. And each one has something to say, and each one cognizes things differently. So that is the Vishesha aspect of the this vritti. What is the common aspect? That even the eyes come to the conclusion, this flower. Correct? And the ear says, this music. So what is common? This is common. The music and the flower are separate cognitions, but together they make up this cognition. So each one is this cognition, that is the common component, and then it has a specific or a special component based on how it is cognized through which means of knowledge. That's all this is saying, nothing else. Asankaryena tan bhindyat. Asankaryena tan bhindyat. Sankara, not Shankara, that was Mahashivaratri, that's gone. Sankara. What does Sankara mean? Mix up. Yeah. Sankarasya kartasyam upahanyam imaf prajaha. Lord Krishna says in the 3rd chapter that I don't have any work. I'm not saying, Lord Krishna is saying, okay? I don't have any work at all. And I don't need to do anything. Nor do I need to gain something that I don't have. Because I don't have any desires to gain anything which I don't have. Nor do I have to get rid of something that I have. So, but if I just sit and not do anything, then, everybody will get the bad idea. So I have to keep as though doing to inspire the people. Otherwise, Sankarasya kartasyam upahanyam imaf prajaha. So this prajaha, the praja means what? The subjects of my kingdom as Ishvara. So all these people, I will myself destroy because they will look at me for inspiration. And so I give the impression that Bhagavan is busy going there and giving this blessing. Bhagavan is now here. This is the birthday of Bhagavan. Bhagavan is now sleeping. Bhagavan is now awake. Suprabhatam is on. Bhagavan is fighting a war against this demon. I give that impression so that everybody keeps doing what they need to be doing. Otherwise, they will not, they will just destroy themselves. So this is what he says about Karma Yoga, the importance of Karma Yoga. So he uses the word Sankara there, and then the word Sankara also comes in the 1st chapter, surprisingly here used by Arjuna, who says that one reason not to fight is why? Because all the children will lose the fathers, because the men go into battle, all the children will lose the fathers, and then, and then the society will become imbalanced because some invaders will come and then they will overtake the culture, and so they will be Sankara. So Sankara is mixed up not in a good way, in a very bad way, in a pejorative way. Sankara, Sankarya, Sankarasya bhava, Shyanj, and so Sankarya, and that is negated, Asankarya means without any mix-up. Tan bhindyat. Tan what? Tan means here Visheshan. Visheshaha was ye Visheshaha Syuhu. Tan bhindyat. So these, these specific cognitions, the specific aspect of the idam vritti is preserved specifically how? Through granadi indriya panchakam, through the 5 sense organs, starting with the sense of smell. Why starting with the sense of smell? Because he earlier said gandha rupa rasadaya. So in order to match with that, he says granadi indriya panchakam. So because of the 5 sense organs, there is no mix-up of the cognitions. So the cognitions are separately cognized and separately kept, even though what do they have in common? This. Yeah. So this is what one has to take away from that. So this is how it is. Separately they are cognized and there is no chance of a mix-up because each one is not contradicted by the other. This is something we have to understand. Each one is not contradicted by the other. So without mixing them up, the 5 sense organs, or rather here the group, Panchakam, this group of 5 sense organs, this group discerns the specific attributes of the objects of these cognitions without any mix-up. Got it? Yeah. Kartaran chakriyam tadvat
Kartaram chakriyam tadvat
vyavritta vishayanapi
Vyavritta vishayanapi
sphoraye
Sphoraye
yosau sakshyatra chidvapuhu
Yosau sakshatra chidvapuhu
Kartaran chakriyam tadvat
Kartaram chakriyam tadvat
vyavritta vishayanapi
Vyavritta vishayanapi
sphoraye
Sphoraye
yosau sakshyatra chidvapuhu
Yosau sakshatra chidvapuhu.
Yeah. So now, actually 7, 8 and 9 should be read together because he said it starts with tadvat here in the 9th one. Tadvat means similarly. Similar to what? So we have to look back, correct? So we have to supply here yadvat here, which doesn't come under the meter. That's why it has been left out. So yadvat, and how the idamaha, how this cognition has certain specifics, has a specific expression, and has a common expression. The common expression we saw earlier, which was all bahyam vastuni, all the outside objects are called this, and that's the common aspect. And then there is an uncommon or a specific component. And what are the specific component? The specific component is the mode of that cognition, So just as this vritti lights up, the idea is here, just as this vritti lights up both the specific and the general, here one more thing is there that lights up both the I and the this. So here we are not talking of aham vritti. The Panchadashi kara has slowly slid into aham itself. Aham vritti is I thought, which is the ahankara. Ahankara means the ego, that ego which has stolen the identity and converted it into an aham vritti. It's a gremlin and it has stolen like some, not gremlin, it's another G word. Who stole Christmas?
The Grinch.
Huh?
The Grinch.
Okay, something. How is the Grinch different from gremlin? Similar, yeah.
Because he's a grouch.
Yeah, same thing. So, this one is both a grouch, the ahankara, and is also ouch. Grouch as karta, ouch as bhokta. Yeah, and that's why the whole time sits on the couch. That's all, doesn't get anything done. That's what it is. So, the grouch here, what does the grouch do? It has stolen this I as though, you have to say as though. And it has stolen this I and converted it into what? Converted into a simple I thought. Yeah. So it has, as it were, confused the I for the I thought, which is the product of the mind, which is a shallow level. There also there is a certain witnessing, but a shallow level witnessing, where everything that is happening to the karta is believed, and the karta immediately changes into bhokta now, karta now, pramata now, all this. And so, this karta, this vritti that illuminates the karta is, is what is dependent upon what? The mind, correct? That ahankara and the mind have anyonya ashraya. In fact, they usually have a little tug of war. Ahankara wants to colonize the mind, and the mind says, shut up. You're going to have another bad day, because yesterday was also bad. Today is going to be worse. This is what you're going to have. And so therefore, the ahankara is a very iffy fellow. So literally, it's dependent on a thought for its self-cognition, because beyond the thought, what is there? If you go beyond the I thought, where will you reach? You will reach the I, which the ahankara doesn't want. So that's why it is inordinately dependent on the manaha, and it rides along with and tries to also make the manaha, its servant, and say, look how badly I'm being treated. Look, now I'm grouch, now I'm ouch, where is the couch? Like this, it's always upset. It always has a chip on the shoulder, very, very upset. And so this ahankara is even though it has colonized the I in, as it were, from the standpoint of the vritti, from the standpoint of the I thought. And what we have to recognize is that there is some other, consciousness, awareness, and sakshita. What is sakshita? A witnessing that is happening, which is enjoying both seeing the this vritti and seeing the I vritti also. I am mad. When you say I am mad, yes, it may be a honest self-assessment. How shall we classify this? This word I am mad, I equals mad. So that means, okay, this may be an honest self-assessment, but when you say I am mad, what do you really mean? I am the witness of this thought which is making me feel I am mad. So the madness is an object of this thought, and the I has gone, the I vritti, I thought has gone and velcroed on the this thought, and then and who is watching? Sakshi. Yeah. So just as this thought itself has two components, the general component called this, and the specific component as to how this is channeled and cognized. Similarly, the Sakshi also has two components, so to speak. The attribute-less, component-less Sakshi manifests as the truth, as the content of the I thought and the content of the this thought, without either being I thought or becoming this thought. Got it? Don't say as though now, okay? Yeah. This is where you should not say. Sometimes you should say as though, but not at this time, okay? Did you get it or not?
Yes.
Yes? Want me to repeat it? Yes. Okay, so yes to both. I got it as though, so can you please repeat it for real? Okay, so let us look at the verse, it will become clear. I will repeat it, okay? Kartaram. Who is Kartaram? You know, the Karta is called Kartaram in the second case. So, the actor as an object. So, that which objectifies the actor. That's why poor actor is reduced to an object here. The actor thought, I am the subject, me. I am the I thought happily. But then, sadly, what happened? Then there is a, granddaddy I, which is really not the I thought, which is the I itself. And that I objectifies this subject. Interesting. Objectifies the subject which is subject to sorrow and subject to taking everything personally. That one it highlights. And what else does it highlight? Cha and Kriyam. Also the objects. Kriya here, objects. Kartaram, subject and object. Both of them it highlights. And so whether it's object, whether it is action, whatever it is, both of them it highlights. Tadvat. Similarly, like even the objects of this cognition, which was highlighting both the specific and the general, aspects of this cognition. And then what? Tadvat, in the same manner, Vyavritta Vishayanapi. Vyavritta Vishayanapi means the various, Vyavritti means things that are seen by extension, things that keep changing. Yeah, things that are seen, Drishta Nashta Swabhava, like that. So things that are seen, which means that things that are keeps changing. Vyavritta Vishayanapi. So with regard to the Karta keeps changing, shifting. Now Karta, now Bhokta. But even if the person is still Karta, then also, shifting. First Karta of confusion, second Karta of tears, third Karta of something else, So the Karta keeps changing, and the Karta also changes status by becoming Bhokta, Pramata, Jnata, Ajnata, all these, various changes, thinker, hearer, seer, doer. So on one level, those changes are there. And then on another level, the Karta undergoes change because what the person is doing keeps changing. Right now maybe cooking, after that maybe eating, still Karta, correct? Maybe cooking, and then after that maybe going for a walk, Karta. Going to the market to buy something, Karta. And then, driving the car somewhere, Karta. But what that Karta is keeps changing. And also the status of our Karta undergoes change again and again because the, activity keeps changing. Now thinker, now hearer, now seer, now knower, now doer. So that Vyavritta Vishayan. So all the objects that are perceived objects and also the subjective changes going within the Karta are all highlighted. Sporayet. Spuranam kuryat. So spurati. Sporayet means it lights up. Ekayatnena sporayet. Ekayatnam means single effort. Here effortless effort. Ekayatnam means single effort, but really speaking it should be taken as effortlessly sporayet. Effortlessly lights up, like even the sun. When you say the sun shines upon all of the people, all the people, even the people who are planning a bank robbery, it will still shine upon them. It will not say bad people, I'm going to withdraw the shine from these people or from this activity. No, it will still shine. And in another corner somebody is reading Bhagavad Gita, the sun will shine there also. And then here, how to crack a safe manual, also has 18 chapters. Another person is reading somewhere. Then the sun shines there also indiscriminately. That means ekayatnena. Ekayatnena means indiscriminately, effortlessly. It's not like the sun first shines on, on the cows in the meadow, and then shines on the grass, and then shines on the, the cow herd, and then shines on the fence, and then shines in different parts of the town. No. Ekayatnena, yugapat, immediately, at once, without, a gap or a break, nirantaram, ekayatnena sphorayet. So like this, the eye, the light of this eye, which is here, that consciousness, that awareness, which is both the witness of the I thought and the this thought, and the witness of the subject and the object, and also the various changes between the subject and the object, and in the subject and in the object, regardless of what is perceived and what the thinker is perceiving at that time, and what the thinker is thinking about themselves, self-thought, all that it lights up at once. So ekayatnena, one meaning yugapat, simultaneously, second meaning effortlessly. Both the meanings have to be deployed simultaneously without effort. Got it? So, did you understand now? Yeah, so this is what the whole thing is. It looks difficult, but it's not. This is something we have been studying for a long time. This is our bread and butter, the confusion between idam and aham. This is what we have been studying. And so it's not difficult, it's just expressed differently through different metaphors here. That's all it is. And that's Panchadashi Kara's, expertise. He excels at this. So, sporayet ekayatnena. Then this ekayatna, when you say ekayatna means with a single effort. See, like for example, everything is in stages, correct? Whatever we do is in stages. Thoda, aaj, little bit today, little bit tomorrow, like savings. Nobody becomes a billionaire overnight. I mean, even if you win the lottery, you have to spend some time getting that money, and then first they will take out all the taxes, which is 3/4 of the money, and then give you 1/4. And that also sometimes there is a clause. And what is the clause? Every year you will get this much. You can't get the whole thing at once. So like this, nothing is ekayatnena. So it's thoda, little. So you put some money away every month. You put $500 away, $100 away, and at the end of the year you have, enough to go on a holiday with your family, something like that, So this is not ekayatna. It is, little bit. But certain things are ekayatna. What are they? Like even seeing my hand move. This is ekayatna, correct? But for you. But not for me. For me, I had to go like this. The movement is not perceptible because that, that perception itself, which is powered by I, that consciousness, which sees everything framelessly. And that's why the mind cannot stick on one topic or one thought. The mind is forever clean. Especially in Sanskrit classes, it's forever free and clear. To be able to see this, without any break, without any gap. But for me, the one who is the author of this action, I have to bring the hand from here to there. Even though it is imperceptible, it's many stages. Like first the brain gives the command to the hand. We don't see it, but it's there. The brain says, okay, bring the hand here, now 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 here. Okay, now do that all over again so that everybody can see it. You see, so this is what is there. But from the point of view of the people perceiving, it looks like one clean action. Correct? Yeah. So certain things are just singly. Like for example, if you have to cross a well, the one person was being chased by a tiger. And he ran. Tiger also ran. And tiger was thinking, okay, lunch is, this is takeout. And, so I'm going to run. And so he climbed the parapet, the rim of the well. And what did he have to do? He had to jump across to, so that the tiger would hopefully fall and he would jump. That was the idea, right? To confuse the tiger, he had to cross this well and jump on the other side, and that's what he wanted to do. And then what did at that moment you cannot say, I'll jump for the 1/2 today, and then because it looks much more than I thought. I think in fact the tiger may be more successful than I, in both jumping and eating me. But so that's what, I will jump 1/2 today, and the other half I'll take it in stages. You can't do that. You have to jump all at once. Same thing, the person who is doing that high jump in the Olympics. You cannot sort of say, my, goal is like a, 15-foot jump. 7.5 today and the other 7.5 tomorrow. Same thing you cannot do with long jump, what is called long jump. So like this, just like this, ekayatnena means single-handed, effortless effort simultaneously lights up the I thought and the this thought without, being absent from either. Oh, how can you do that? Let's look at the next verse. Yeah. Ikshe shrinomi jigrami.
Ikshe shrunomi jigrami.
Swadayami sprishamyaham.
Swadayami sprishamyaham.
Iti bhasayate sarvam.
Iti bhasayate sarvam.
Nrityashalastha-deepavat.
Nrityashalastha-deepavat.
Yeah. So sporayed ekayatnena. So single-handedly, without any effort, like even the sun that shines the light on the subject and the object, this light of consciousness, brings to light the I thought and the it thought or this thought all at once. But then what is this? Chidvapuhu. Yeah. Swataha sakshi. So what is this? Sakshi. Sakshi means what? Witness. These are words from the last verse. Witness. And what is the nature of this witness? Chid vapuhu. What does it look like? It is all chit. Vapush. Vapush means body. The body is chit. Chit means what? Consciousness. Chit is consciousness. So chideva vapuhu yasya chid vapuhu. So chit itself is the body for which. So it's all consciousness. It's like saying Rahu's head. Who is Rahu? The one that was active recently. Actually, it was a Ketu eclipse. But anyhow, so Rahu causes eclipses, a shadow planet, who is all head. That's what it is. And there were some kind of demons that were being chased, and then I think it was decapitated, and so they became two entities. That shows that there is some kind of an inner split. So Rahu actually stands for the unconscious, and Ketu is the subconscious. That's what it is. So Rahu is the unconscious mind and the Ketu is the subconscious mind, metaphorically speaking. And Rahu is all head and Ketu is the tail. Yeah, in fact Ketu means tail. And then supposing we say Raho ho shiraha, Rahu's head. Yeah, what meaning does it have? Rahu's head means what? For someone who is all head, Rahu's head means what?
All Rahu.
Just this, it has the Shashti here, the sixth case has no meaning, correct? And so Chid Vapuhu, similarly, the body is just consciousness, means what? Then it has no body. It's not a no body, it has no body. Has no body at all. It just simply is consciousness, which is the Sakshi. But even that Sakshi also, you cannot use the word Sakshi all the time. Sakshi, when the I vritti is dancing, and then, oh, I'm giving the chapter away. When the I vritti is dancing and when the this vritti is dancing, the Sakshi, in relation to this, it is called Sakshi because there is something to witness. Correct? Yeah. But then, rest of the time, what is it? Chidvapuhu. From its own standpoint, it is Chidvapuhu. From the standpoint of that which it witnesses, it is called Sakshi, the witness. Oh, but I thought I thought that the I thought was Sakshi. What you thought was not what the Panchadashi Kara thought. But why can't the I thought be Sakshi? Why can't the I thought be witness? Because most of the time it is witless. That's why. That's all. Just one letter off. N and L. Okay? Most of the time it is witless, and that's the problem. The problem with the individual, with the dukkha and ignorance is because the I thought is taken to be the I. That's why it is the problem. So there is some element of witnessing, but it's a very baby, shallow witnessing. So here is what does this Sakshi do? Itself Chidvapuhu, Sporayed Ekayatnena. Effortlessly it lights up, it shines the light on the miserable I and the manifold and many and varied this. Okay? And it also shines the light on the mode of cognition. Very important. Yeah. And then what it says, how does it shine the light? As follows. Ikshe. Ikshe means what? I see. I see. I see this. I see the eye. I see. Shrinomi. I hear. Jigrami means what?
I smell.
No, don't never say that. Never say I smell. I pick up smells. Yeah. I smell or I pick up smells. If I say I smell, it sounds very funny. So, Ikshe, Shrinomi. I smell means people will immediately send you to go have a shower. I pick up the smell. Jigrami. And then what? Swadayami. Swadayami means what? I taste, I pick up the taste. And then what? Swadayami, Sprishami, I touch. I touch, I taste, I smell. This is sounding like a first grade lesson. In first standard, this is what you teach the children. What is that? See the dog run and, do this, do that. I smell, I touch, I taste, all these things. This is what, the first grade lesson. But really this is Vedanta 101 because it's not that, here in the words I see, Ikshe Shrinomi, I see, I hear. When you say I see, what is happening here? I know that I see. So that I know that I see, that knowledge is Sakshi Chidvapuhu. I am aware that I see this particular object. I am aware of this taste. I am aware of this smell. Fragrant, rose, lily. I am aware of hyacinth. I am aware of these various different fragrances. That means I am no longer aware, I am awareness itself that is shining the light on this thought in the form of I see, I hear, I taste, etc. in that matter, Iti bhasayate. In this manner it lights up what? Every perception, every thought. Even though that thought is not mentioned, the thought is there because the first I see is a thought. You see? See this? It's very interesting. So I see pot. It's such a layered cognition. So first there is subject-object, correct? I thought, this thought, right? And then there is the cognition through the eyes. I see this pot, or the eyes see this pot. Not even or. And the eyes see this pot. And then what happens? And at the same time, the witnessing of the I, the subject, seeing this, the object, and deploying the eyes in the form of a thought, so that this comes to light, while at the same time the I thought comes to light in order to greet this thought. All that, this handshake, is seen, is understood by that awareness which is I. Very, very beautiful. So all the things are there. Subject is there, object is there, I thought is there, and the means of knowledge is there. In other words, jnata, jnanam, jneyam. Back to jnata, jnanam, jneyam. Back to this whole tripod, Vedantic tripod. Oh, is that Prasthanatraya? No. That's a different tripod. This is a tripod within the tripod. It is called Triputi. Triputi means this threefold thing, this tripod, on which the whole, understanding stands. So what is this tripod? One is subject, object, and then means of knowledge, which connects the subject to the object. Or you can say knower, known, process of knowing, thinker, thought, process of thinking, all that. Seer, seen, sight, you can make it in any different way, doesn't matter. But it's the essence of it is one and the same. And so that is what is being talked about. How the I is neither seer, nor seen, nor sight, but it gives its presence, sporayet, gives its presence without undergoing any change, lends its presence, and makes the seer, makes the seen, makes the sight function. But for that, it has to be neither this, nor that, nor that. Just like the tsunami is, not, the tsunami is nothing but the ocean. Ocean is not tsunami, ocean is not wave, ocean is not breaker. But breaker, wave, tsunami are all ocean. Ocean is none of them. Ocean morphs into as though tsunami and gives the tsunami a standing, sustains the tsunami, resolves the tsunami, births the wave without being the wave, births the breaker without being the breaker, all while being in its oceanic glory. So too this oceanic consciousness gives, as it were, lends its presence and sustains the thought, the thinker, and the mode of thinking, and the means of knowledge. And how does it do that? A beautiful example, the topic of this chapter, Natya Shala, Nataka Deepa, Nritya Shala, the analogy or the allegory, the metaphor of the dance hall, we will see on Saturday. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
So just to make sure I'm getting, so I don't understand who I am, and I think of myself as something else, and this is the technical explanation of how that actually works.
Yes.
And it also gives the solution of getting to the witness state.
Yes. But you're never away from the witness to show that.
Of course.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying.
But I have to take this and place that witness here for me to be able to get past all the stuff that I think I know.
Sure. Whatever helps.
Okay.
Yeah. Whatever helps. It's all a means. Understanding of Sakshi is becoming clear. Very good. Yeah. Listen to the class again. Yeah. It's highly recommended. Yeah. Oh, wonderful. Very nice. See you all tomorrow. For what? Amrita Bindu followed by meditation. Om.